Tell me a little bit about the scope of this merger. When we're talking about such large entities coming together, uh, there must be a whole host of things that need to be resolved before the actual merger takes place. If you can just take us through what the scope looks like.
So basically, the merger involves three, four areas which are very critical. One is you have a set of institution which is there on the other side, which is a highly regulated bank
Correct.
which are very highly regulated institutions. Here you have large NBFCs, which is also regulated on a scale based, but relatively little lesser compared to the bank. So there is a difference in terms of regulatory framework between both the institutions. So to that extent, there are certain areas where you will require certain RBI forbearances or roadmap to actually sort of converge it into the bank sort of regulations. So that is one set of things which were need to be sort of taken to the regulators and asked for this thing. And the second important thing is obviously the whole requirement of the IT framework. The banks are actually sort of on a live system, whereas NBFCs, they don't do continuous transactions with the customers. So to that extent, as we are merging into the bank, and there could be customers who could be customers of both HDFC Bank and HDFC Limited. And on day one, when the bank customer is opening his net banking, you should be able to see the HDFC loan there actually in whichever form. So those are some of the things which needs to be prepared and have to be ready. Without that, you really cannot fulfill certain part of the requirement. So that is the second part. The third obviously is the business and overlap and all that. Fortunately for us, this product was never there with the bank, and they were only distributing it. So they used to buy from us, and that is what the book they have today. About 1 lakh crore of book they have, which they have bought from us. And they also, the bank also realized at some point in time that they need to have long-term assets, and so far they have been having only short-term assets. So to that extent, it builds up a large balance sheet for them, stable balance sheet and stable portfolio. So the mortgage itself will become almost 30% of their, the total
Loan book.
advances. So it's a very significant part, and it also basically has a growth potential as we see it. And as you are able to sort of merge it into the bank, you can offer certain products which only in a banking framework you can give. For example, if you want to have a OD type of a product, where a customer, if he has a surplus, he can sweep it into his mortgage and then draw it back later on, or whatever it is. So those are products which can be offered only in the banking system.
Correct.
We cannot offer it in the NBFCs. It is not possible to offer those products. So that is the other, sort of opportunity which comes in. And the larger part is obviously the customer base. So we have a whole set of customer base within HDFC Limited, mortgage customers, deposit customers. We have a deposit base of close to about 1.6 trillion rupees. And we have a mortgage customers, which are almost 4 million mortgage customers are there. Then there are customers in the insurance and asset management and all that. And similarly, there are a whole lot of customers on the banking side, which are liability customers and wealth customers and all that. So in terms of cross-selling mortgage products to their customers, or cross-selling the liability products of the banks to our customers, those become quite sort of a opportunity to fund the growth of the mortgage business which goes into the bank. So those are the sort of opportunities, and of course the challenges I talked about. Largely it is to do around the regulatory this thing, to see that we converge into the bank in a manner that some of the things are achieved over a period of time, like a PSL and other this thing. You can't achieve on a day one because the PSL requirements are very large.
But the
So
Reserve
those
Bank
are
has
some of the
given
things
time.
which comes out of the forbearances part. And of course, the last, of course, is the human this thing. But again, there is no duplication of people there, because the mortgage guys who are doing in HDFC Limited, they go as a, there is a shift and fit there actually. So except for certain very small changes around there, there is not much of a disturbance around the human part also.